and today we are talking about shoulder in, how we can use shoulder in to improve our riding, and how we can actually improve our shoulder in itself. With me, I have my rider Brianna Jager and her horse Rambo. She's been showing first and second level, and then I have my rider Lynn Fluke and her horse Paul. She's also been showing first and second level. As you'll see through this lesson, these horses are very different, but we'll explore different ways that shoulder in can help these horses individually. We're going to start by doing some trot with both horses, and we're going to explore what their initial shoulder in looks like, and then ways to improve the shoulder in based on the horse's individual needs and the rider's individual needs. Rambo, our gray horse with Brianna, he's already pretty relaxed, but I think that he can demonstrate more forward in his trot, even in a shoulder in, and that will help him unlock right in front of his shoulder so he doesn't want to raise his neck and tighten the base of his neck. So first, I'm going to have Lynn, as she approaches the next long side, show me a little bit of shoulder in and show me what your understanding of shoulder in is so we can see where we're at. More forward in your shoulder in. And then establish your straight hips again and continue. What I liked about the shoulder in is that you understand the basic idea of moving their front end off the rail. You show me that you know that the hind end is supposed to stay straight on the rail, but I see a little bit of tension in Paul's neck in the shoulder end, and this is very common, but it's not desirable. Just because it's common doesn't mean that's what we're looking for. So what I would like you to try to do, Lynn, is when you're on your long side and you try your shoulder in again, I want you to think more about how you're using your leg to send him forward. And by this, I mean your inside leg, your left leg, to bend him around your leg and send him forward into the bend, so that you're not using so much left rein to bend him and pull him off the rail. Okay, so tell me what you liked about that.
The last one, I liked that I was able to get a little more angle and he's still going forward.
Yes?
I felt a little bit though like I couldn't slow him down.
Yes.
So I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly what I would have said. He was very forward, which is exactly what I wanted. It was better than the first time where he slowed down, his tempo changed. But I agree with you in that it looked like he may have been dragging you off a little bit. So I'm going to work with Bree and Rambo for a minute, but what I want you to think about is instead of using your rein to slow him down, which will make him tense, I want you to think about either sitting the trot the next time you try the shoulder in, or thinking about your posting tempo so that he doesn't want to drag you off. And return to straight. And walk for a minute and tell me what you noticed about your shoulder in, what you liked and what you didn't like about it.
I liked that he stayed forward and didn't really slow down in his tempo. I did not like how he got a little stiff in it, and his ride felt like it got a little shorter, and his neck kind of came up, and he just felt braced against me instead of just letting it flow, I guess.
Okay. What I want you to try next time, you're absolutely right in saying that he was moving forward, but he got stiff. So your next time, I want you to pick up a posting trot again, and this next time, I want you to think about using your inside leg in the rhythm of the trot. Because this will help his energy push forward into the bridle instead of walking into a set of aids and him wanting to get tense and come above the bit. And then if that doesn't work, in the first couple strides of your shoulder in, I want you to massage the inside rein a little bit to kind of help him understand that he needs to stay relaxed. And that will help his back come up. So rhythm in your inside leg, and then massage your inside rein. Come do it again on your next long side. So it's okay if he doesn't understand the first time. You just have to stay focused and try again. Give him an opportunity to figure it out. There you go. That's better. That's not exactly what I want. He's still a little bit too straight. He could use more bend in his rib cage and less in his neck, but I liked that he was more relaxed. So this time, see if you can create more bend with your leg and a little less bend with your rein. Easy half halt, slow your tempo down just a little bit. Now, tell me what you understood when I said to create more bend with your inside leg and less with your inside rein. How did you understand that?
Well, instead of just pulling to get the bend, I tried to move his shoulders off with my outside rein and then use a little more inside leg so that the bend was throughout his whole body instead of just pulling his neck to bend.
Exactly, and you hit on something really important there. We're talking about shoulder in today. We're not talking about nose in. Those are completely different things, because what's the fundamental idea behind shoulder in? Like, why do we even care about shoulder in the first place?
Moving the shoulders.
Yeah, we're moving the shoulders, and the reason we're moving the shoulders is because when we place the shoulders to the inside track of the hind leg, it requires the inside hind leg to work a little bit harder, and so it can strengthen on that side, and then when we reverse, we can strengthen on the other side. So if we bring the horse's nose to the inside, you completely miss the whole point of the exercise. It might look cool, but it doesn't actually benefit the horse. When you're holding your reins, make sure that you're transferring your hands more to the inside instead of just pulling with one rein to try to bend him. Because actually, when you think about it, if you're pulling on the right rein to try to bend him, you're giving him the opportunity to move his shoulder to the outside, which is the opposite of what we're asking him to do. So this is where you kind of have to trust your leg or get after him if he's ignoring your leg. But this is where you have to transfer the ability to keep him on the rail to your leg and not your hand. You can still soften him on the inside rein, but don't pull your inside hand over towards the outside. Trust your right leg a little bit. So the more you try to lock into the position, rotating your seat towards the inside and clamping your inside leg on, the more tension you're going to create in your body. And if you can stay relaxed, you'll help him stay relaxed. So apply the aids in the rhythm of the trot. Yeah, I like that better, Lynn. If you try to force him into the shoulder in, we're going to actually miss the point of the exercise. So even here, see how he's ignoring you a little bit? Take a 10-meter circle to help yourself refocus, reestablish your bend, send him forward, and then come back and try it again. That's better. Much better. Why do you think I asked you to circle and restart your shoulder in when he started to get tense?
To reestablish his bend throughout his whole body and to help him loosen up a little?
Yeah, and sometimes when you're doing shoulder in, it's hard for the horse because we're asking them to transfer weight to the hind leg, and that's difficult for them, and their natural response to it is some tension. And if we try to fight our way through tension, we just create more tension. So sometimes your best response to tension is to take a 10-meter circle and let them loosen up and then try again so that they realize that this isn't as big a deal as they think it is. Now, Rambo and Paul are built very different, and Rambo has more of a tendency to rock back and want to do uphill things anyways. Paul has a longer body. So we're going to try something a little bit different with Paul to help see if we can get him to shift more weight back but stay relaxed at the same time. Now this is going to be hard because you're asking him to do a lot, but in this shoulder in, stay relaxed, maintain his bend, maintain his relaxation and his rhythm, and ask him to trot while maintaining the shoulder in. And really think about maintaining his positioning, maintaining his cadence, maintaining his relaxation, and then figure out a way to send him into the trot while you're putting all those elements together. And you can take your time. This is not easy for him. Establish your rhythm, your relaxation, then ask for your walk. Maintain your rhythm and relaxation. Keep maintaining. Don't let him get stiff at the walk. Now start asking for your trot and don't let him stiffen up. There you go. Did you see a difference doing the transitions in the shoulder in?
Yes.
What did you like about it and what was hard about it?
Well, it was really hard getting him to trot because I could really only use my inside leg, because if I use the outside leg at all, then he just drifted off the rail.
Yeah.
But I liked that I was able to keep him relaxed in the transition and still responsive and listening.
Yeah.
It made the shoulders better.
Yeah, I kind of thought this exercise would help him because he's so long-bodied, he has a tendency to get a little bit strung out, and then it's hard to keep him together in the shoulder, and he either wants to slow down or he wants to get tense. I like this exercise because you get him really relaxed at the walk, because shoulder in's pretty easy at the walk, and you tell him, this is easy, you can do this, and then you ask him to trot, and you're just changing the gait, you're not changing the positioning. So now, as you're cantering, I don't want you to do anything about it. I just want you to observe what he's doing. When you go down the long side, coming out of the corner, he's straight for a couple strides. And then as you get closer to R and B, he's going to start to put his haunches to the inside.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Yep.
Now, this isn't a big deal because he's not bucking you off, but he's not transferring weight to his hind leg in the canter. This makes it so that you won't score as well in competition, but it also makes it more difficult for you to ask for an effective medium canter, to ask him to really coil off his haunches and send forward, correct? Yeah. And then put him back to shoulder 4, go around the short side of the arena, ask for a little bit of shoulder in, ease him back to shoulder 4, and ask for a canter. As you transition to the canter, I want you to keep the same idea Lynn had of maintaining your positioning. So ease him back to shoulder 4, canter, and maintain your position. Now do you feel how easy it is for him to just throw his shoulder back to the rail and stick his haunches in?
Yeah.
So this time, I want you to try again, and I want you to be really careful about maintaining your positioning. That's hard for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it hard for you to coordinate, or do you think it's just difficult for him?
I think I could get a little more coordinated, but I think I just need to do it a couple more times to get a feel for it.
If he's too tense to go on, give him an opportunity to relax. Because this won't work if he's tense. So if that means circle, if it means let him stretch out, by all means do it. That's a more relaxed trot. I like that. And when you come back to trot, let your seat tell him to come back. Use your hand to maintain his positioning. So your next time, when you pick your canter back up, have a transition that is just as good as your last one, but don't forget about your positioning. And if you can do those two things, and you can maintain a canter down the end of the rail in the correct positioning, you can let him have a break. Be subtle. Just give him time to figure it out. Maintain your positioning. Yeah, I like that better. So I saw him want to wander back to the rail, but you kind of said, no, Rambo, we're not going to do that. And you didn't make a big deal out of it, and you fixed it. It was really good. It wasn't perfect, but it was really good. Why do you think I asked you to do shoulder in and the different exercises specifically? So you can go one at a time because I asked you to do different things.
When he's cantering down the long side, his haunches come in.
Mm-hmm.
So if in the transition we can think a little bit of shoulder forward, then it's kind of setting him up for success. And he's got a better chance of staying straight and me just keeping it that way instead of having to fix his haunches being in.
For a while it looks ugly because he has to pick his head up and it's awkward, but we're schooling, so it's okay if it's a little bit awkward if it's going to strengthen the inside hind leg. If the end goal is to strengthen the hind leg and he's having a little bit of trouble with it, but he can do it, then you're giving him the right amount of challenge so that he's going to get stronger. So I know it's kind of frustrating, but it got better, which means he's capable of doing it and it benefited him.
Well, he gets so strung out, and that's going forward, but sometimes it's really hard to keep his rhythm the same, pace the same, so doing the transition in the shoulder in really helped with that.
So if you combine your shoulder in and your transition, then you can maximize your effect without getting in a big fight with him. That's why I think it helped him the most. So, thank you guys.